Hang on.
All right, come on. Be in it. Be in the podcast.
Yeah.
You can't do what you're doing before, ignoring us.
I'm definitely going to keep that in the edit.
Are you filming? Are you recording?
Do you
Oh
lean
shit.
toward
Yeah.
me?
Hey guys, welcome to What Would Reddit Do, where we ask what Reddit would do. I am your host, Bronte, and I am here with my co-hosts, Lexi
Hello.
and Sophia.
Hello.
For the first episode, we're going to start off reading stories from Am I the Devil? Because I think it's the craziest and the funnest. So I'm also going to be blind reacting to them as well. I'm literally just scrolling through and finding titles that I think are interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one I found, and this was posted on Am I the Devil 9 hours ago, but it comes from Off My Chest a year ago, and the title is I Think I Broke My Wife. On here because apparently this is a place to come when you need unsolicited advice from internet strangers. I, 28 male, have been married to my wife, 30 female, for a decade at this point. For the story's sake, let's just call my wife Mary, fake name of course. She's the light of my life. Everything she does it with such a sweet and giving heart. I really do wonder sometimes how I got so lucky when I look at her. Things have not been so great through this past year. It just seems like the two of us cannot catch a break. Mary had started to pull away little by little, becoming more and more distant with me when she started a new job last year. I knew she was stressed, constantly on edge about deadlines, projects, and trying to juggle our household. So I left well enough alone and let her deal with what she needed to deal with. As time progressed, she followed into the new year with this job. Her mood started to deteriorate. She became more irritable, short, and to the point when we talked. If I asked her about her day, she would look at me as she dropped her bag on the counter and just say it was work and walk off to the bathroom. I probably should have taken that as a red flag that her mental health was awful, but I didn't. And as usual, I did leave it alone. Around 4 months into the year, Mary had all but pulled away from me altogether. We were basically just roommates who lived and co-parented together. She would make plans with our daughter without me or ask if I wanted to come last minute. I could tell she was only asking because our daughter asked if I was coming. She really didn't want me there. These trips, road trips, or just fun excursions would usually end in us arguing no and her getting mad. In May, she informed me she was taking a girls' trip with a co-worker in August. This was something completely unheard of for her. She never made plans for just herself, and honestly, it pissed me off. To think she was going out of the country for a weekend was enough to set me off and ignore her the week leading up to her leaving. That weekend, I was left with the dogs and our daughter to take care of alone. When she came back, I was angry to say the least, but I think this was where I truly started this downhill chaos. She walked in with bags and bags of stuff, a huge smile on her face, and said, I bought gifts. I let our daughter get her things Mary brought back and spent time with her before she ran off to her room to play. Mary pushed the bag across to me, smiled, and told me she didn't forget me and how badly she needed to get away for a weekend. I snapped. I threw the bag in the trash with everything in it. This is where I said something I knew I would never be able to take back. Quote, you probably did nothing but cheat. I don't want a cheater buying me things. Even as angry as I was, I watched the light in my wife's eyes die. There wasn't any anger, any sadness, any happiness. She just stood there staring at me with a blank expression. We didn't speak for a few weeks after that, but I could tell what I said really affected her in a bad way. She wasn't eating, her hygiene was slipping, and she wasn't keeping up with the house anymore. That's when she walked in September, her head hung, and told me she had lost her job. Apparently her mental health had taken such a downturn, her performance at work had fallen, and they had had a replacement for her position. I did what I could to help her get through it, and as selfish as it was, I was relieved. I thought I would get my wife back, and for about a month and a half I did. She was slowly coming back, smiling, laughing, talking with me. It was like the woman I'd fallen in love with was back. That was until Monday evening. She came into the living room, sat down across from me. She looked angry, sad, a mix of just chaos. I was gaming and on my mic at the time, so I looked at her, waiting for her to say something. This is where I know I screwed up. Mary's birthday was about 3 weeks ago. We had discussed some things to do, and she'd given me ideas of what she would like. It wasn't anything special or over the top. She just wanted to spend the day with me, either at a spa or go out to eat and see a movie, while the nanny watched our daughter. Easy enough, right? Not for me. I didn't plan anything. And the morning of her birthday, she knew. Mary looked at me after we got home from dropping our daughter off at school, and I asked her what she wanted to do. Her face immediately fell, and she said nothing. I watched as she walked back to our bedroom, closed the door, and she slept the entire day. She didn't even want the rest of the day with our daughter once she was home from school. Going back to Monday, she brought it up, asking why we were even married anymore, if all I was going to do was gaslight her into thinking I cared, that I toyed with her, thinking we could actually salvage the relationship, that I had done nothing but shatter her heart again and again. This pissed me off immediately. I know I probably had a nasty look on my face when I said this, but I was so angry I told her, quote, "You don't even know the meaning of the word. You're too stupid to know the meaning of that word. So just keep your mouth shut if you're going to be nothing but ignorant." She stood up and slapped me. I didn't do anything but watch in shock as she ran out of the room crying after that. Since then, all she does is cry, and I'm at a loss on how to fix this, if it can even be fixed. I'm sitting by myself in the damn living room, thinking of everything throughout the years as she's asleep in our daughter's room with her. The only thing she said to me since then was, quote, "You accused me of cheating because I needed a breath from stress and no help here at home for a weekend. Do you know how much horror stories I've read about husbands leaving their wives for women they game with, and all you do is game all the time," end quote. I don't know. Maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she deserves better. Maybe I've neglected her too long at this point. I just needed a place to spew all of my marriage crumbles around me. Some advice would be nice, I guess. Now, I want your first opinions.
Advice would be nice, I guess.
However, we have comments, and then we do have an update.
Ooh, I hope the update is she left me.
Okay, do you think that she's done something or it's him?
I think that he's cheating on her because people who
from the start,
people who cheat are always the one who is scared of the other person cheating.
Yeah, and like then reflected onto them.
Yeah, and if he hasn't, he's definitely been neglectful of her.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not even asking if you're okay when you come home from work, if that's how you're gonna be acting.
Do we think he has a job though? He hasn't said anything about his job.
Hasn't said anything about his job.
She says that he games all the time.
This is what I hate about some of these stories: is like they don't give
no
you the
context.
Whole picture.
I know, because they try to make themselves look better.
But I mean, still, you're writing in a thing that literally says, "Am I the devil?"
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously going to be bad.
This is off my chest, and then they posted on "Am I the devil?" because he's so bad. There is an update, but maybe let's get into some of the comments. I hope these came before the update. If not, potentially spoilers ahead. Okay.
We can't spoilers.
So, top comment. You can't fix it. She's done. She's just grieving the husband she used to have.
Yeah, literally.
When you break someone that badly, you can't ever fix it. Just be kind to her while she sweeps up the pieces of her shattered dreams and moves on.
That's so sad.
In the meantime, really. In the meantime, you need serious therapy. You ignore her, then accuse her of cheating, then complain she isn't keeping up the house. The icing on the cake was not giving her a birthday gift or any recognition that you knew she wanted.
Yeah, just because you didn't feel like doing it. What do you mean? Oh, I can't organize. You can't organize tickets to a movie?
Or dinner. Even like Uber Eats, you can order food in. Legit. As long as she doesn't have to do that. That's a mental load.
Using it as an excuse.
Exactly.
Did they say how old the kid was? No.
So, yeah, the icing on the cake was not giving her the birthday or the recognition you knew she wanted. Oh. This is not what a valuable husband does, and you need help to be a better person. The way you treat your wife shows your daughter what kind of treatment she should expect from a husband. Do you want your daughter to just accept someone who treats her as poorly as you treated your wife? Wouldn't you rather she be treated like a beautiful princess that she is? Well, your wife is also someone's beautiful princess daughter, and you showed your daughter that it's okay to be treated like garbage. Second comment, you, sir, are a dumbass.
I love that.
And someone replied to that. Someone replied to that and said, I hope for her sake he doesn't try and fix this because she deserves to find someone who isn't a piece of shit.
Why are you on here asking if I should fix this?
Literally.
Like, no, that's the whole thing's the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Someone else said, I honestly think she should leave you. You're volatile, cruel, and thoughtlessness. You put your hands and your needs and comfort above hers.
Yeah.
If she takes any time for herself or wants you to put a little effort into caring for her, you freak the fuck out and say things that you can't take back. I don't think she deserves that anymore. Either way, go to therapy, change your entire personality, or let her go and find happiness somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%.
But if she's been waiting this long, I don't think she should be waiting any longer for you.
10 years is a long...
Especially if he's been like this the whole time.
That's a decade.
And I guarantee he has, because he's gotten comfortable in that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The update. Some context, so I don't seem like a completely emotionally absent husband and father. I work in chemical engineering, which is a very demanding job. My normal schedule can swing at any given moment, and normally I work anywhere between 60 to 80 hours a week. My wife works in finance, so her job has a bit more of a set schedule, 9 to 5 when she works. So she took on the majority of the household duties and cared for our child when we didn't need the nanny. It was just something we agreed to when we first got married, since she would have a more quote-unquote normal job in terms of schedule than I. Yes, emotionally, I am as ignorant as they come. I was raised in a broken home with little affection. My mother had to work constantly to keep a roof over mine and my siblings' heads. So it was a focus on our education, not your social life, and that's what I did. Financially, I am secure because of that. I am grateful for that. I don't have to worry. My family doesn't have to worry, and we have everything we need. I will never say I regret my education, but I will say I hate that it's costing me like it is now. I guess the best way of putting it is I'm a nerd in a lab coat who's an idiot with women. Yes, we do actually exist outside of shows and movies.
Yeah,
I think it's really
no common
downplaying
sense, though.
that he's downplaying it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just a girl.
So hard.
I'm just a nerd in a lab coat.
Yeah.
I don't know how to treat women.
I
And
don't
I
know
have a
what
good
to
I wouldn't
do.
give up my education to learn how to treat women with respect.
Sorry, if you knew how to get down on one knee and ask her for her hand in marriage, yeah.
I feel like that should just come naturally how you treat people. Like, why the fuck do you, like, even anyone, just a wife, like, anyone.
It's in his nature. He's just making excuses.
And you can't use a broken home as an excuse either.
No. Now, for those of you saying this is fake, unfortunately it's not, though I will say I take it as a compliment to be accused of being chat GPT.
What?
That is an ick.
What the hell did I
Red flag,
see?
red flag, red flag.
Oh, he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To the other, I'm an engineer, not an English major. I'm not a professional writer, obviously, and I was told by a coworker to come here for advice. This is not Mary, and I've read through the comments, personal messages, and damn, being honest, I really didn't think I was that bad, but I guess if you have the outpouring of anger I've gotten. I realized I really needed to take a moment to think about everything Saturday as the comments about what a piece of shit I was came flooding in. You know what? In most cases, I think you're not a very good person if you have to ask Reddit if you're a good person.
I mean, we're in this position in the first place.
Yeah. So I sat down with my wife yesterday after I finally got her to settle down. The conversation was turbulent, to say the least, and I've come to realize I love my wife, but I'm not in love with my wife.
Man, that's...
I'm pretty sure I actually resent her in some odd way.
Sounds like it.
I don't even understand why, which was a heartbreaking thing to realize on both our parts, which I think just destroyed my wife further. I know she loves me, or she wouldn't have put up with half of what she has. I think that's what sucks the most out of all of this, is just watching as you keep hurting someone even when you just want to be better for them. I know I love her, but I can't bring myself to truly say I love her. So maybe it's just comfort after so long or something. I don't know. I want to claim to know at this point. She's given me a home, not just a house, a beautiful little girl, and more love than I've ever known. I'm an asshole. I know. Trust me, I know. And I know it's something wrong with me mentally, not her. I feel like he's kind of playing the sympathy card. So I let her read through everything I posted with me after our talk.
You're lying.
And I think I think the one comment that hurt the most from all of you, though, and the one that stood out the most for her, was one that had said, quote, "How you're showing your daughter she should be treated," which was, I believe, the first comment.
Yeah.
Eye-opening, to say the least. I wouldn't want her to be married to a man who ignored her and made her feel like she didn't deserve the world. I could see the hurt in Mary's eyes as she realized our daughter could end up in a loveless marriage because of our actions, and think it's okay.
Yeah.
A lot of tears shed yesterday evening on that one, on both our parts. So individual, couples, and family therapy is being scheduled before a divorce is set in motion in the next coming weeks.
Divorce, straight to the divorce papers.
It's been quiet since then, and I can't bring myself to look in the mirror. I'm disgusted with myself. I promise I wouldn't allow my child to grow up in a broken home or feel less than loved because that's all I ever knew. I watched my own mother end up in a loveless marriage, cheated on, divorce, left with 4 kids to raise basically on her own. Now it just feels like I'm continuing my dad's legacy of family neglect and abandonment, just in a different way. I guess in some weird way, thank you, Reddit. Even with the hateful comments and the messages, it is eye-opening to see different points of view. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt, and I'm going to do my best to try and at least make life easier for Mary and my daughter. Working on fixing myself and my mental health. Getting Mary the help she needs and any help our daughter may need in all of this. Even if it means ending up divorced, I don't want them to ever struggle financially or emotionally because of me, and I don't want my daughter to ever think for a second I don't love her. Second update.
Oh, God.
What?
Hi all. I never planned on a second update, but yeah, here I am. Mary and I went to our 2 therapy sessions this past week, and a lot has come out of that. I can't believe I was oblivious to. My wife has been struggling with depression and anxiety for years. Apparently, PPD. For those who don't know, PPD is postpartum depression. PPD did a number on her after we had our daughter, and she never truly recovered from it. I didn't know, and that's my own fault. I don't know how you didn't know.
How do you
Like, you knew she was upset.
know?
She was coming home upset and stressed out and annoyed all the time.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, he literally just didn't ask her if she was okay.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
He never loved her.
No.
There were points in our conversation during the couples counseling that really hit hard and hurt. I asked her why she pulled away like she did at one point once. She had started working again. She showed me multiple texts, emails, and missed calls where she had reached out during the day, excited about the job when she had just started, and I never answered.
Oh.
Ew.
So her point was, I didn't seem like I cared to know what was going on. So she quit trying after the first few months of me not responding. I get it. I do if I had to beg for attention the way she's had to the past few years. I would quit as well. I don't get it. Your wife is messaging you and you just ignore it?
Right.
Or calling you just ignore it?
I understand some places you probably can't have your phone on you, but she would know that if you can't, and she wouldn't be trying to call you.
But
so you obviously have to have your phone on you.
To not even follow up. Like, if I miss a call from redacted, then I call back straight away.
Yeah, once you see it.
Or if I can't answer, I message and be like,
message.
People not do that.
Does he just not like her at all? Why did he propose and get married to her and then have a child?
Probably because he felt like he had to. Societal
This is
peer
crazy.
pressure. I did finally break down and ask her about the trip as well. I felt like an idiot when she pulled her phone out and started showing me pictures as she took with a female co-worker. Nothing but architecture, museums, food, and art. Even going as far to show me receipts for everything she bought, where she had been, and she did point out she had texted and tried calling multiple times while away. This update just gets worse and worse.
Yep.
Sad.
I was so angry at the time, though. I had ignored her. Every call, every text, which admittedly I had forgotten about doing. No, you just hoped that she wouldn't bring it up. Now looking back, I feel like shit about it because she told me she wanted to know what she would have wanted to purchase, like souvenirs, sweater, shirt, model sets, basically everything I threw away that she'd gotten me.
Also, when you're in that situation, you got a young kid and you're away.
Yeah.
That other person is the only literally lifeline
to your child.
Talk to your child. So she obviously didn't get to talk
to her
to
child.
her kid either.
Yeah. And it was an international holiday. I know he said weekend, but international. I feel like it might have been a bit longer than a weekend. Well, even if it's like they live in Canada and she went to America, you wouldn't go on like the hassle of an international holiday in any respects for a night or two. Yeah. And especially if she bought them so many gifts and they went to I feel like she was away for a while. Assuming she's away for like a week, not talking to your child for a week.
Yeah.
We did discuss her never wanting me to go with her and our daughter, or what felt like she was not wanting me to come. She told me it was frustrating to invite someone out weeks in advance because she wasn't just taking our daughter to the park or something. She was planning to attend events, parades, festivals, etc. I admit I forgot about a lot of them and had forgotten to buy tickets. This frustrated Mary to the point she felt I wasn't actually interested in going anymore with them because I was putting my gaming first. She took it upon herself to take a pic of me every hour one day while I was gaming. I nearly vomited in the dramatic. No, you didn't. I nearly vomited in the therapist's office. I had spent a total of 12 hours on my day off gaming. It was eye-opening, especially when Mary broke down in tears and stated this had been going on for years. I don't think he works 60 to 80 hours a week. How do you work 60 to 80 hours a week and have time to stay up for 12 hours gaming?
I know. Where are you sleeping? Where's the sleep? Tell me, where's the sleep?
Guys, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
That's when she dropped the bombshell on me.
She cheated.
She did.
No.
Oh.
She found messages between me and a woman I game with online.
No, of course. See, we called it.
Lying.
No, he was.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
She had printed the messages out in advance and sat them on a table in front of us.
Oh my
Quote,
God.
"You've been having an emotional affair with this woman for years."
Yeah.
End quote. She told me. This blindsided me. In a panic, I walked out of our session. I realize it's better to talk to your spouse about issues and such, but it just came easier with the other woman. I know in the process I neglected and hurt my family, but I was too blind to see what I was doing. This is why, ladies, you need to learn the friends that your husband is gaming with. I know all of mine by name. By name and by game tag. Since then, things have been tense in the house. What I believe to be my happy, doting wife now likely hates me. Our daughter doesn't interact with me, and anytime I try, she just says, "I don't know what I'm doing," and pushes me away. It's crazy. Everything built in 13 years is crumbling away. It hurts and I hate it, but it's my own damn doing. The thought of truly losing my family makes me physically sick, but I know there's no coming back from all this. I won't be updating anymore after this, so I'm sorry if this comes off as ranty and all over the place. I'm just realizing how badly I did screw up. Also, this account is a throwaway account because it's literally called Throwaway Bunny 15.
Yeah.
And
so
sorry, to add more salt to the wound, his little Reddit avatar, he's wearing a gaming headset and holding a gaming controller.
Oh, what a fuck. That's so sad about the daughter, though, man. That is so sad.
But now it's like I just hope they got divorced.
Divorce, babes.
He doesn't deserve
Her.
for her to get better, and then for him to have her.
No way.
Reposted on Am I the Devil 4 days ago. Originally posted on Am I the Asshole 6 days ago. Am I the asshole for calling a HVAC tech instead of letting my girlfriend, quote unquote, repair it? I, 29 male, am a musician. My girlfriend, 28 female, is a software engineer. She studied electrical engineering before switching into software, and ever since then, she kind of thinks she knows everything about anything remotely technical. We've been having issues with the mini-split heat pump system in the house she owns. It stopped heating properly and was throwing error codes. She immediately wanted to open the unit herself and, quote, take a look inside. I wasn't comfortable with that because HVAC systems deal with high voltage, and if something goes wrong, you're looking at a huge repair bill. So I called a professional HVAC tech, friend of a friend, to come check it out. When the tech came, he took the unit apart, poked around a bit, and said the issue was probably a refrigerant leak somewhere in the system, and that the control board was, quote, acting up because of it. He also said the unit is old and no longer supported by the manufacturer, so replacement parts aren't available really, and that we should plan to replace the whole system eventually. He did not do any pressure tests or anything, just a visual inspection and some quick checks, and left it at that. After he left, my girlfriend insisted he leave the control board exposed and not close the unit completely because she wanted to inspect it herself. She went online, found pirated service manuals and board schematics, and tested the board with a multimeter. She claimed the tech's leak theory made no sense because if the refrigerant was actually leaking, replacing an electrical component would not magically make the system heat again. She ended up identifying a failed electrolytic capacitor on the control board and ordered a replacement one. When it arrived, she soldered it herself. The system turned back on and is now heating like normal. Now she's acting like this proves the HVAC guy was completely wrong and that I was wrong for calling him in the first place. She's also insisting that I pay for the HVAC visit since, quote, he misdiagnosed it, even though she owns the house and still benefited from having someone come out and take a look. I'm still uneasy about it. Just because it works now doesn't mean it's actually fixed long term. To me, this feels like forcing a failing system to limp along instead of addressing a real issue. She is not a HVAC tech or a licensed electrician. She works on computers all. She's also very girly and normally super careful about her appearance. Like she freaks out about breaking a nail or ruining her manicure, which makes it even harder for me to take her seriously when she's suddenly elbow deep in wiring and soldering irons.
What the fuck?
Now she is mad at me for, quote, not trusting her competence and says I do not respect her technical background. I feel like I'm being cautious about safety and reliability. He is sexist. He is jealous that a girl has a higher paying, more technical and more advanced job than he has.
And also, at the end of the day, if it's her house, she can do whatever she wants with her house.
And also, yeah, it's her house, but you're the one who called to fix it, which didn't even fix it, and she fixed it. So you pay for that. So what do you guys think? Asshole or no asshole?
I mean, yeah.
Or everyone sucks? Asshole. He's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he is.
Top comment. This is her house? Question mark. You're the asshole.
Yeah.
And you called the guy in without her say so? Question mark. You're the asshole. And you expected her to pay? Question mark.
Yeah.
You're the asshole. And you think her years of study and work are irrelevant because of her appearance? Question mark.
Because
you're the asshole.
Nails.
Someone replied to that. This is on point. Nothing else really needs to be said.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one more thing. Some people are actually smart and intelligent breeds of curiosity, confidence in learning, getting excited for solving a puzzle, getting a kick out of solving a puzzle. Do not take that away from her because that's the spice of life.
Sometimes I just don't know
Literally,
how
what an
people
asshole.
actually think and what they do if they think is okay.
Like, and they've written it down here
Right.
for public people to see.
Right!
Like, endlessly, because it's the internet. It's endlessly on there, and they think this is a good idea.
I know, they
Right.
did. Because I think they're anonymous. Someone replied to that, and they quoted part of what he said earlier and said, quote, she benefited from it. How does he think she benefited from having a guy come out and misdiagnosing the problem and was clearly trying to scam them into paying a bigger bill that would come from a complete replacement? All this did was take up her time, and apparently OP wants to take her money and pay the scammer, who she didn't want to come to the house in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone replied to that and said, but HVAC bro took the cover off. That definitely saved her 30 seconds and 2 minutes of work. Well, today we found out what Reddit would do. And I think I agree with 90% of it.
Yes.